This is TurboLLM running entirely on my machine. That's Qwen 3.8 27B in the picker, freshly released. Today it's not answering questions, it's building a feature. Here's the scoreboard first. 13 sessions, 10 tasks shipped, 147 files touched. I planned it in Claude Code, and I'm only using TurboLLM to execute. That's the plan file. 8 tasks, exact file paths, and a list of traps to avoid. Before we start, the usage tab. 48 sessions, 321 messages, 339 million tokens generated locally, over 29 active days. Remember 339. Back to the workspace. I pointed at the Llama Turbo repo on main, and the prompt is deliberately short. Start implementation of this plan, then the path to the file. The feature is called presets. Right now, tuning a model is destructive. You tune it for speed, then tune it again for long context, and the first one is gone. Presets let you save many named configs per model and pick one at load time. That's it. No hand-holding, no pasting the spec, no architecture lecture. The plan is self-contained, so the model never has to go discovering anything mid-session. And everything from here runs on my hardware. No API key, no tokens build, no code leaving the machine. The model driving all this is Qwen 3.8 27B. The plan splits in two. Phase A is 8 tasks it can do without touching the running app. Phase B needs a restart, and it's told to stop and ask first, because TurboLLM is the thing it's running inside. And it's off. This next stretch is sped up. The real thing took a while. Task 1 is the data model. A preset is just a named load profile, saved per model, with the engine ID stored inside it. Task 2 is the migration, and this is the part one cared about most. Every profile I've already tuned gets seeded as a preset automatically, so nothing I tuned over the last few months gets orphaned by the new feature. Then resolution, which preset actually applies when you hit load, and clearing the pin when you edit sliders by hand. Task 4 is retention. Presets accumulate every time you auto-tune, so there's a cap and a prune helper. Otherwise, this quietly turns into 1,000 rows of junk. Dense, not a mixture of experts. 27 billion parameters, vision on board, and a native 256K context. About 12 gigabytes at 3-bit. Notice it's running the tests itself between tasks. I'm not driving this. Task 5, the CRUD routes. Create, list, rename, delete, apply. It also ships with NextN, so it can speculate ahead on its own tokens. And there's a 35B A3B version of 3.8 on the way. A 3B means mixture of experts. Only about 3 billion parameters active per token. The 3.6 version of that runs at 90 tokens a second here. Task 6 wires the front-end API client and the hooks. That panel at the bottom is TurboLLM Code tracking the plan. 9 items, ticked off as each one lands. It maintains its own to-do list, so you can see where it is without reading the whole scroll. Task 7 is the UI. The presets drop down, right next to the sliders that define a preset in the first place. Here's the part nobody scripted. It read the repo's agents file by itself, found the rule about never committing to main, then noticed an unrelated gitignore change it hadn't made, and deliberately left it alone. So it cut a feature branch instead and committed task 1 there with a proper conventional message. 1 commit per task, all the way down, and it runs the full suite between tasks. 2,449 tests passing, 0 failures. And task 8 closes the loop. Every auto-tune run now mints a new preset instead of overwriting the last one. Those chips on the right are per file diffs, so you can see the weight of every edit without opening a thing. And down at the bottom, the live context meter and the token rate. 37 tokens a second on my own GPU. No API key, nothing built. Then it stops on its own. It says it will not restart anything itself, because restarting TurboLLM would kill the session it's running in. So I approve it. It backs up the database first, rebuilds, then restarts. Up in the header, it's pointed at a real repo and a real branch, with a worktree toggle if you'd rather it work in isolation. It loaded the agent's file and 59 skills for this session. This is a full coding agent. It just happens to be local. 339 million became 349. 48 sessions became 50. 10 million tokens, 1 feature, 0 spent. And there it is, live. Version 1.11.0. Presets, at the top of the model config. Right now nothing's applied. So this is the raw config, and the VRAM estimate is hopeless. Open the drop-down, and there are my saved tunes, each one labeled with the engine it was tuned on. Pick Q8KV, and the whole panel snaps to it. Context length, the cache types, the VRAM estimate, all of it. Pick a different one, and it snaps again. That's the whole point. Nothing I tune ever gets overwritten again. And a local model built it. If you want to try it, it's one command. npx TurboLLM. Bring your own model, and it all runs on your machine.